here with Simon from Privateer Press.
How's it going?
Simon, thanks for meeting with us.
Of course.
Awesome. So Privateer Press debuted 10 years ago at Gen Con.
I think 12 years, actually.
12 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the 10th anniversary of Warmachine, but Privateer was around for a couple years before that doing the Iron Kingdoms role-playing game.
Okay. So what's it like, I mean, after all this time, to have people lined up all the way out of the convention center to get your items?
It's totally wild. It's been a great weekend so far. Yesterday, we debuted High Command, which is our new deck-building card game set in the Iron Kingdoms of Warmachine Hordes. Reaction's been really awesome. The audience is super enthusiastic. We're psyched to see everybody being happy, checking out High Command, miniatures games, Warmachine Hordes, Omega Protocol, all the stuff we have here.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys have been a presence on Kickstarter with Warmachine Tactics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have more in the future on Kickstarter? You guys planning a lot of stuff?
So actually, when we first launched the Kickstarter for our video game Warmachine Tactics in early July, one of the commitments we made was that we wouldn't get involved with any more Kickstarter products until we've fulfilled this one. Like, we really committed to getting this thing out, doing it right, and doing it right for the audience who supported it and made it happen. Once we get that out, then we'll start exploring options about the future on Kickstarter. But we had a great experience with it, and our players and gamers and new video gamers really turned out in droves. So we're really super excited about that.
Now, so far, Tactics, it looks incredible. Can we expect a Hordes version of the game?
Hordes is definitely going to come down the road for Hat Tactics, but right now, like I said, we're very focused on getting Warmachine Tactics out the door. There's going to be a couple sneak peeks in there, some Hordes stuff, and I'm sure Hordes is coming, but we're still about a year away from getting Tactics launched. We're looking for August of 2014. Once we're a little further down the road, we'll start assessing how we're going to integrate Hordes with the game, but it's coming.
Awesome. I had a chance to look at the Victoria Haley Masterwork statue.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. It's
you.
absolutely beautiful. Can we expect more? Can we expect a Butcher statue, perhaps?
I don't want to say anything specific, but reaction's been good to that so far, and it's something we'd like to do more of. So hopefully, we're going to make other factions and Warcaster favorites very happy out there.
You guys released a limited edition 10th anniversary Butcher figure. Can we expect more anniversary special limited edition ones?
For the anniversary, probably not, because the anniversary's only a few months left in it this year.
Okay.
But the Butcher reaction was awesome. Everybody seemed really happy with it. We sold out by 3 o'clock here yesterday at the booth.
Wow.
We had some in the online store. I think those are gone now too. So yeah, I mean, it was a cool thing to do for us because we got to do the sculpt. We got to come with the alternate diorama base, the limited art print, and the coins. And I think everybody seemed to like it. We had a lot of fun making that set, and I think it's something we want to do more of. Sure.
So in terms of High Command, which has been getting a lot of buzz here, when can we expect an expansion based on the popularity so far?
Sure. Well, Warmachine High Command, the core game, comes out August 28th in stores. We got it at the pre-release here. We also have Hordes High Command, which is the sister game, totally compatible. That's not going to be in stores until October. Okay. Once that launches, shortly thereafter, within a few months, we're going to see regular expansion material for both Warmachine and Hordes. We got a lot of stuff in the works for that, as well as organized play in the form of casual and competitive events. So High Command is something that we're really committed to really supporting very thoroughly, and the reaction has been so tremendous here that there's no way we're not going to see a long future for High Command.
Now, Level 7.
Yeah.
Level 7 has already, in the span of a year, released 2 expansions, Omega Protocol and Lockdown.
Sure. Well, actually, Lockdown is the only expansion we've released. That was for Level 7 Escape, which was the first in the series of games we released at Gen Con last year.
Very good.
Lockdown expands on that material, adds some new tiles and rules. Omega Protocol is actually a new standalone game in the Level 7 universe. Okay. And that's more of a dungeon crawl action game as opposed to the cooperative fear-based game of a survival-based game of Escape. So Omega Protocol, again, we're launching that right now at Gen Con. That's going to be in stores in September. Okay. Level 7's had a great reaction so far. We're going to keep supporting that. At the show right now, if you pick it up, we've got some cool extra figures and promos to promote that. I think, Omega Protocol seems to be doing well. I don't know if we have specific expansion plans right now, but we'd love to explore that game further, too. Awesome,
cool. As far as Convergence of Cyriss, at Lock and Load, there was a panel discussing faction origins, design history. How long has this been in the pipeline?
Convergence has been in the pipeline for Warmachine since probably before I started working there in 2008. Convergence was introduced in the original role-playing materials, actually, and we'd been kind of looking for a way to do it for a really long time. The time was finally right. We wanted to introduce a new faction for Warmachine, kind of as another thing to celebrate our 10th anniversary this year. We've been working on that for a really long time. It went through multiple playtest cycles internally. Our art director and concept artists were working on it for a really long time. Years, really.
What does Convergence add to the mythos? What kind of faction is it?
Well, the Convergence of Cyriss are the dedicated worshippers of the goddess Cyriss, the Clockwork Maiden. There are a lot of scientists, mathematicians, rational thinkers in the Iron Kingdoms, and the Convergence is the inner cult, and they've come to the realization that to bring their goddess to Cain, the world of the Iron Kingdoms, they need to basically reroute the ley lines and the energy that goes into the world. So they've been secretive, and they've been building their armies for a really long time, and the time of the great work is now upon them, and they need to get into that process, and it's bringing them into direct conflict with other powers that be in the Iron Kingdoms. So we've been working on those guys for a really long time, and we wanted to do something a little bit different with them because they had this very scientific and technological orientation and approach to mechanica, the mixing of magic and technology. And when we came to the gameplay stuff, it allowed us to explore some new territory in terms of how focus, which is one of the mechanics in the game that lets you power your warjacks, your robots, work. And they do things a little bit differently. They have what are called induction nodes, and they're very focus efficient. They can trickle their focus out across their army. And to go along with the clockwork theme, we really tried to make Convergence feel like it was playing like a clockwork machine. And if you're playing Convergence, you'll see by moving one unit here, they interact with another unit here that causes a buff across here, which is a standard part of Warmachine, but it's really accentuated in the Convergence. And the alter to that is if you're playing against the Convergence, if you can take the right parts, the right cogs out of their machine, you can take them apart really, really easily too. So it's a kind of a balancing act that we worked really hard to make them both bring new material to the game without overpowering it. We actually had another exclusive, the Steel Soul Keg Protector. Every year at Gen Con, we team up with the Ram Brewery here in Indianapolis, and we retheme their menu, and they do a special beer for us. So we have a keg tapping party on the Wednesday night before Gen Con, and the Steel Soul Red was our beer this year with the Ram, and to tie in with that, we made the Steel Soul Keg Protector, who's an alternate solo for the Keg Protector, for the Steel Soul Protector model. So we sold out of that yesterday too. Very cool figure. Convergence is huge here. We've been selling lots of that. People seem really psyched to get the cool robots.
And how do you guys project the popularity of what's going to happen here? I mean, there's no way you can anticipate, but you can't anticipate really.
Yeah, we try and make our best guess. We know what we think is really cool, and we just try and bring. We hope that that's what the audience thinks is really cool, and we try and bring enough of that to make everybody happy.
Is there anything that's going to be announced here at Gen Con that hasn't happened yet? Any kind of spoilers, but
not too much right now. I think when we're winding down on 2013 right now. 2014, we got lots of big stuff in the works. You can expect to hear from us about that in early 2014. We'll start talking about some of the big stuff that's coming down the pipe. But we got cool new stuff for Warmachine, Hordes, High Command, obviously, Omega Protocol, everything we do.
Awesome, man. Well, great. Thank you so much for taking time with us. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for talking to me.
Simon from Privateer Press, from the floor of Gen Con, this is Ryan for D6 Mafia.